Hello, peace and blessings, family. Welcome back to yet another vibe session here in the Rose Garden. I am definitely excited to be back vibing out with you guys. If you haven't had a chance, I just want to let you guys know that I do have a new blog on the website. It is titled The Art of Detachment. There's some good stuff in that blog, so definitely get yourself a good read in this weekend, and at a later date we will be talking about the topic a little more in depth here on the channel. Also, this week as we wrap up, if you haven't got a chance as well, definitely check out the guided meditation over at RGV Yoga on Instagram, and I also have the recap posted in regards to the mantra that we used for our guided meditation. That mantra of the week is I feel. And just a little question for you guys: how are you feeling this month? We have some things going on in the cosmos. If you don't know, Venus is in retrograde, so you might want to just check in with yourself. Maybe get back into your self-love and self-care routine if you feel like you've gotten off the bandwagon a little bit, or off the train, if you will. So, yeah, just let me know how you're feeling in the comments. We can talk, we can chat, and I will be posting all of those links in the bio as well for you to check out. And actually, it's a definitely fine time for the vibe session for this weekend as well. The topic that we'll be talking about is reconnecting on a soul level. And I just want to, just talk about what that means on here. Recently, I talked about it on Instagram, and I just wanted to bring the conversation here because the topic was inspired by a question that I got. And that question was, what was that question, guys? It was in regards to reconnecting on a soul level. Does that involve another person, or another outside source, if you will? And the answer to that question was no. And before I kind of answer that question, I just wanted to talk about maybe where that idea kind of stems from. Because oftentimes in the conscious community, or in the spiritual community, there is always a lot of talk of ego, getting our ego in check, getting our ego under control, death of the ego, all of those things. And because of that, there is oftentimes a little confusion or the misconception that we are at constant battle with somebody else or something else. And because of that, oftentimes we think that our healing process, or just reconnecting back to ourselves, involves us dealing with something or someone else. And the ego is merely just another aspect of ourselves. It is, sometimes I like to say that it is the mask that we wear, or, all of the ideas, the morals, and the values that are placed on us. We oftentimes use that as our cloak or our defense for when we are out and about. But then when we're, comfortable with somebody, we often say that our true colors come out when we are comfortable with someone, or just in a comfortable setting. Oftentimes how we are at home by ourselves may be completely different than how we act when we're out and about on the daily. And oftentimes that is the ego or the mask that we wear. And reconnecting on a soul level, in one aspect, is just realizing that the ego and the soul are two aspects of ourselves that we have to yoke together so that we can be whole again. Um, I remember when I did a video called Death of the Ego, I was kind of talking about how, in a sense, we don't have to kill our ego, but we have to pretty much just get it under control because the ego can be a good thing when we allow our soul to lead. And I say that because the ego wants to be satisfied. They want that instant gratification, that instant egg, that instant acknowledgement. And when we allow our soul to lead, we begin to one, find our purpose and then walk in that purpose, and we end up doing our life work, our purpose work, as I like to call it. And because of that, the soul begins to be satisfied, and the ego, I'm sorry, begins to be satisfied and at ease because it's still getting all of those things. However, it is according to the Most High and our purpose, and we are doing things that are beneficial to our highest good. And in that, we begin to find that balance of ego and soul. And that is one aspect of reconnecting on a soul level. The other aspect of reconnecting on a soul level is acknowledging that the Most High is not a separate source or a separate being, something or someone that is hard to reach, or something that is outside of self that we aren't worthy of connecting with. And in that process, it becomes a healing process because we begin that struggle of getting the ego under control in terms of kind of letting the ego take a back seat in a sense, so that you can have that quiet time to just reconnect with your morals and your values and your things that you believe to be true. Because in us reconnecting with ourselves, we are learning and relearning. And honestly, that is a process that probably sometimes has to happen over and over again as we evolve, because we will constantly come back to life lessons or situations just to see how we feel and see if we have evolved past that blockage. And in that, we are able to learn something else about ourselves as well as another life lesson. And that's just a part of life, because we are constantly learning and relearning. That is something that is necessary for us to evolve along our spiritual journey. And as we do that, we gradually find a sense of peace. And as we find that sense of peace, we begin to become more accepting of our purpose. We become more accepting of our life's purpose, and in that, we begin to gain more of a sense of awareness. And that is also another important aspect within reconnecting on a soul level, because ultimately it is about creating that constant awareness of ourselves, being in tune with how we feel, being in tune with our bodies, and also being in tune on a spiritual level. Because being in tune on a spiritual level is us being connected to the Most High, and that is the ultimate goal of reconnecting on a soul level, is always being aware and acknowledging that we are connected to the Most High in every single way, because the Most High dwells within us. And as we begin to be more cognizant of that, we are able to carry that within our everyday walk, because we are aware that we have a purpose. We are aware that we are here to do not only a self-service to constantly evolve, but we are here to help evolve others. We are here to help evolve the planet as well. And because of that, we have to constantly be aware of self, because we have to be the change that we want to see. So we have to lead by example. So in those times when we feel like we are out of touch, we feel that we aren't in tune, that is oftentimes because we have drained ourselves. And because we have drained ourselves, our cup is now empty. And we have to refill ourselves, because we can't pour from an empty cup. And that is what the reconnecting process is about. And also, it can always, and also it can stem from us having an awakening, in a sense, because there are some of us that feel out of touch because we just aren't aware of who we are as of yet. And that's okay, because everybody is at a different part along their spiritual journey. So for those of us that aren't woke or awakened, if you will, that reconnecting process may look differently, because in that process it is one, it is also a healing process, because it is always about healing yourself, right? So in that, those that aren't awakened yet, we have to peel back those layers of ourselves to re-evaluate our belief system. We have to evaluate our morals and values to see if we have been living by those morals and values, for one, and also if those things that have been instilled within us, if they are serving our highest self. And if not, then we have to go through the process of learning and relearning to dive deeper into ourselves. And like I said earlier, that is something that we find along our journey that we will have to always do in, terms of re-evaluating why we do things, because oftentimes we put power into things outside of ourselves, like the rituals and the crystals and the tarot cards and whatever else that is meant to be a tool, something that is supposed to help us along our journey. Sometimes some of us will put power in those things. And because we put so much power in those things, we are drawing power away from us. And because of that, we may lose that sense of self and that sense of the power that dwells within us. Because by divine right, we are intuitive. However, sometimes we, may need a second opinion or, things of that nature. However, sometimes we just depend on those things. And because of that, sometimes we may have to take a step back to reconnect with who we are on a soul level, and ask ourselves, okay, so why am I doing these things? Am I putting too much power and too much time into things that aren't within me? Because by divine right, we are intuitive. We can feel. Some of us, we have the gift of seeing via dreams or epiphanies, all of these things. And sometimes we can make those things like dormant, because we are depending on other tools that are just merely meant to help us or guide us, or be that second help, or things of that nature. So within that, we have to just reevaluate and reconnect, and sometimes say, okay, time out for this. We're going to put these things on hold, and I just want to get back in tune with me. And I want to reconnect to the Most High and the universe and nature, all things that are mirrors and reflections of us. So that is reconnecting on a soul level. I definitely didn't want this video to be too long, especially since I did talk about it a little bit on IGTV. I will definitely try to put the link for that in the description box as well, just so you can take another glimpse at it. I kind of talk about the same things, but they're kind of different videos as well, so it's not too redundant, if you will. So definitely like, share, subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, definitely don't be afraid to reach out to me. Yeah, have a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend, and we will definitely talk soon. Mwah. Bye, family.